Hello, it's now 2 o'clock exact p.m. So it's supposed to rain pretty bad later tonight. Again, because it rained earlier this morning, but it's supposed to rain really bad tonight. And then rain tomorrow and early Sunday morning. It's supposed to rain like crazy, be bad tomorrow. So I don't know what to do or where to go. And I've called around cheaper hotels don't have really any vacancies. So I guess for the weekends, I don't know, some people look like they're still celebrating spring break. So the hotels are more expensive on the weekends and like crazy. So I got disgusted and, I get frustrated and sometimes say I would never do something again. But here I am scrambling around trying to look for job opportunities. I guess I have to be more quiet this time because, as I said, the job opportunity, the caregiver, the online virtual caregiver thing is like I've had no luck yet. So I've tried, not much of luck or anything on Craigslist. And it's like, even if it's not for ride sharing or deliveries, most jobs want you to have a car. I got better sleep last night, but right now is a moment I feel like I can use a nap right now. And I don't want to say too much because I remember, I guess the perps would get me anyway. Even if I try to be, the narcissistic bully perps want you to learn your lesson from the last time. So I at least applied, I applied for at least 8 jobs earlier, like maybe about half hour ago. So when I had the day before I had the interview for the Sky Zone job, they had this Italian restaurant job where I was supposed to be dishwasher. I got the interview. The people were very nice to me, and then as I was walking out of the restaurant, there was a gang stalker I think I had a quick video of the gang stalker in a red vehicle driving off, like as if they want, how they perps sit there and wait, and then when you walk out of a building, they drive off for confirmation. So that Italian restaurant, I never got a call back. Never. And so, but my phone is with Boost Mobile. I feel betrayed by Boost Mobile. I guess it doesn't affect the whole company, but it's just this little local thing. Back in January, I had a job interview for Boost Mobile. I never got a response back. And then now they're putting up Craigslist ads. The same guy, putting up multiple ads for hiring. I'm going to try to fight this. Other targets say don't give up, keep fighting. Even if they try to make you feel like you should never be allowed to work, that you should go ahead and keep fighting. Let me tell y'all something. I used to volunteer at nursing homes during my teenage years back in the late 90s. So, yeah. I think maybe at least 3 years. But that was years ago. I know when they want to ask you for job experience, they want recent experience. And also, when I had my car to be a caregiver, it was $5.15 an hour. It was right after, well, not right after Hurricane Katrina, but it was right after I came back from New Orleans. 4 months after Hurricane Katrina, I went back to New Orleans, and then maybe about February or March the next year, 2006, I tried to look around for jobs that I had caregiver. I think I was able to sit with one man one night, and then there was another, like the opportunities I guess didn't come through, but I guess I got canceled when I went to Metairie, I guess on my second job assignment. And these white people, they, like, cause there was a elderly white man I took care of for one night, and then everything went smoothly. But I don't know what happened that they never called for me back. And then after that, I went to Metairie and went to try to get a caregiver position. And those people had a big scary dog. I'm traumatized by more than one bad experience with big dogs. So I didn't know until I got there, and because I didn't feel comfortable with their big dog, I was never allowed to work for that company again. Like, I was more like blacklisted from that company. And I had a whole bunch of just workplace discrimination and mobbing from your own black people. I mean, if I had my laptop and was in a hotel room and can talk for 3 hours, I can go into more detail about that. But it was a black lady named Alice Baker at Children's Hospital in New Orleans, 2006, after Hurricane Katrina. That lady was a narcissistic abuser. And then they had this Dominican girl from Dominican Republic named Elizabeth Reyes. They both, like, somebody made a rumor and falsely accused me of saying that I have seizures, and then they just fired me the next day. And I'm like, wait a minute, I never told anybody I have seizures. But these ignorant Project Ghetto people walk up to me and ask me why do I twitch my face and grimace and blink my eyes and stuff. And so I said I have Tourette's. And so, it was my first day working there. Then the next day, I got fired, and I was not allowed to get any closure or explain myself. And so then that Alice Baker lady, was rude and abusive to me. And and that was through, it's at the back of my head. It was through Kelly Service, temp service company, through Kelly Services, that I had that temp assignment as none of the kids were in a hospital, and we were doing housekeeping and cleaning up the damage from Hurricane Katrina. And that girl Elizabeth Reyes, she was mean to me in high school, and they try to say you should never work around children ever. And I'm trying to figure out what I do so wrong. There were no kids around. Even though it said Children's Hospital, but no children were around. And so that was like, that was back in 2006. I didn't know it was part of the gang stalking. So it's like they already had this false rumor that I'm crazy and that I'm dangerous to kids. Well, why am I not dangerous to elderly then? I can sit there and work with elderly people, but I'm considered a danger to children. I don't harm children. So it's like, let me see what else. Yeah, so that was a traumatizing experience that I could not get over, and I was told that I was that I was supposed to have been able to sue Kelly Services or sue those people over there at that hospital job. And then I was told that I should be able to get a lawyer and sue Sky Zone. But I don't know how to go about doing it. It's like just about everything is a targeted individual, just about everything that's unfair. I mean, people even suggested that I sue Bodacious and Everman for banning me for no reason. I mean, well, Everman banned me for no reason, but Bodacious banned me for pointing out that gang stalker. Now that guy been quiet. He saw me taking pictures or filming him every time I saw him, and I know he's a perp because sometimes my phone would be delayed when I try to capture him stalking and filming me stalking and following me everywhere. He's like another Alex, but he can't stay quiet. But what a coincidence that after over a year, he finally started to tell me something. He started gang stalking me around the time that Alex did as well. But I never really see them two together, but they both go to gang stalk me at Bodacious and follow me everywhere. Bodacious follow me at the mall, but Alex used to follow me to PSC campus, UWF campus. Alex used to even gang stalk me and follow me to the beach. Like, you're just a strange person. I don't know you. Everywhere I go, you're everywhere. You follow and harass me on the damn buses. But sometimes they pretend like as if they're just quiet and minding their business. But you know that if you everywhere you go, you see them. You're creepy. So, like, if I can work with the elderly, but I'm a danger, I don't have the mentality to work with kids. What if I did get pregnant and have my own kids? You know, first the foster mom, I was 19 years old, and the foster mom made a threat to when I thought I could have been pregnant. But I heard that I possibly could have gotten pregnant and had babies, but the psych meds stopped it. So that's how you know psychiatric medications is used for depopulation. So the foster mom made a threat to when I thought I was pregnant and I was scared and nervous, and the foster mom when being taken advantage of and raped by guys and stuff, and the foster mom made a threat to have my child. She made a threat to make arrangements to have my child taken away by CPS before the child is even born, and then say you can't even take care of your goddamn self. How the hell fuck you gonna take care of a goddamn baby? Well, you abused us, and you a foster parent. You got your own kids, so you're the one who should be considered an unfit parent. You taking in strangers' kids and abusing and choking and beating on us, trying to kill us, bust our lip for no reason. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it. Cause now, I mean, how the hell am I supposed to get if I keep being reminded of this? I don't know if y'all would understand this. If people think I can take care of elderly, but I have no mentality to take care of children. But then that's like if people don't have a problem with me riding a bike, or riding in a vehicle, but they think I don't have the mindset or the mentality to drive a car. But I'm not going to show y'all my Florida state driver's license because I don't want perps to steal my identity. So, it's like I was a teenager, and they've had moments where they've even tried to set me up at the nursing homes too. Like the staff used to bully, harass, and laugh at us and treat us a certain way, mainly me. And then, we go there to volunteer in this ignorant project ghetto lady at the Maison de Ville across from our high school, West Jefferson High School in Harvey. That lady, Florence Buford, she ignorantly laughed, and she was a narcissistic abuser. an ignorant project ghetto narcissistic abuser, and she tried to ignorantly laugh and say that, oh, y'all just greedy and wait till 11 o'clock just to come for the food. When y'all, the nursing home food was bland and nasty anyway. The elderly people didn't even want to eat that food. They didn't even want it. Y'all know how it is, and they call it dietary. Just thinking about the food over there is just gross. But I was a 14-year-old child. I was even 16 or 17 years old and have, eyewitnessed. I was still a child, so I didn't, and in foster care, they try to make it like you should always mind your business. So it didn't cross my mind to speak up. But nowadays, if I saw nursing home abuse, I would speak up. And then you've been a victim of abuse. So the idea that if you see elderly people being tortured and abused in nursing homes, that's a whole different video for me to talk about the abuse that I've eyewitnessed with those ghetto staff would do to the elderly. And like women 90 years old and elderly, and you laugh and call them crazy. Just about all those people in those nursing homes were doped up on psych medication. Back in the 90s, they would take all your money and then give you a 37, like they would take all your money and then give you like nothing but $37. I was living in separation torture mission, Union Rescue Mission in Los Angeles, and that lady, Miss Thelma, with the Jerry curl, tried to tell me that I should go live in a convalescent home. You elderly yourself, and I was about 28 years old, and she said, so what, why don't you go live in a convalescent home? Why do I need to go live in a convalescent home? And I was 28 years old at the time. So, I'll tell you a couple of stories about the nursing homes. Like, one time I witnessed there was a black lady, a nurse, and I don't remember her name, but I remember the client's name though. She had a syringe in her hand, and then ignorantly laughed, and then ran, and then stabbed the elderly lady. It was a black lady, and she stabbed the elderly white lady. Miss Frances Sykes was her name. And so the lady ignorantly laughed, and Miss Frances, I'm sorry if I was too loud. I didn't realize, because I'm trying to block out the noise harassment here. I'm getting all excited and stuff. So Miss Frances Sykes was like, motherfucker. She said, motherfucker. And the fact that, like, the black lady, she had a syringe with a whole, like a cocktail of psych medication, and then she went and stabbed Miss Frances. And the lady, turned around and was, upset, rightfully so. And so, sometimes they would, I didn't realize that, with geriatric care, that the elderly is, that they're the size of adults, but their mindset is like helpless babies. Like, you have to feed them the same kind of pureed food as like a 5, 6, or 7 month old, and they're just so vulnerable and helpless. So the foster mom had us volunteering at nursing homes for community service, required for school, and then I got a special kind of honor when I graduated, because I clocked in I don't know how many hours volunteering at nursing homes and stuff like that. And I forgot what kind of there was another like slang name for volunteering at nursing homes, but I can't think of the name at the moment. Yeah, I can't think of the slang name for teenagers volunteering at nursing homes. So one thing, I guess the best I can do as a caregiver is companionship, and I can wash the dishes, clean around the house and stuff. I guess it depends on the task. But if I have to make up the bed, just like hotel housekeeping, because of the strokes that I had when I was 5, I'm not that great with making up the beds a certain kind of style and make the beds tightened up. I don't have the ability to do that. But if it weren't for my sleep deprivation, I can drive people around. You know, if it weren't for my sleep deprivation and its targeting. And I see some other female targeted individuals. Some of them have live-in caregiving positions too. And so I also, there was a man a few months ago who was a cab driver, and he told me that he was gonna link me up with a lady for an at-home caregiver position, and I never heard a thing back from him. And then, I mean, I'm not malicious and evil to be the type of person who would poison and drug up the elderly, or do some of the things that I described. I wouldn't rape or molest or abuse them. And the same thing with a child. I wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't even cross my mind to even do things like that to them. So it's like, but then they'll have this false, crazy smear campaign about me, harming children and stuff like that. And it's like most of these days I'm off to myself. I don't really deal with children. I don't deal with people. So, but I figure when I was in New Orleans, they stood me up with quite a few caregiver positions I was trying to get in 2017, 2018, maybe 2019 as well. And then the one in Terrytown, part of New Orleans, they stood me up and acted rude to me, and I was supposed to have gotten an interview, and that ticket to work caseworker, she was suggesting mainly caregiver jobs for me to do, but then she thinks that I don't have the mentality to be a children's school bus driver. Like she just didn't want me driving at all, but I have a whole damn license and been having one for so many years. But then the narcissistic abusers who drive reckless, and then treat me like they don't trust me to drive. And they drive reckless and speed everywhere and make me feel unsafe in the car and get into damn near car accidents. But then they sit there and look at me like this jealous look that if I haven't driven in 10 years and I go drive, and if they figure I can drive more carefully than they can, or more defensively than they can, and they act like that they're amazed that how the hell you ain't drove in 10 years. Well, if my aunt Yvonne, drunk lady, can do it while she's drunk and under influence, then why can't I do it? This lady is a very wicked and evil woman, but then she never gotten into trouble with the law all her life, but she admits that sometimes she has broken the law. This woman would drive with alcohol in her system everywhere, and even like a lot of my family members, the biological younger brother Derek, and certain other family members, the biological brother Pete, and Mark, lots of them, drive with alcohol in it. But I wouldn't do it because I don't drink alcohol. So, but I don't have the mentality to do this. I don't have the mentality to do that. I'm just completely blacklisted and blackballed, and it's frustrating that illegal immigrants got more rights and freedom in this country called USA, America. How illegals got more rights and freedom and chances and an opportunity than homeless people. They have more rights than targeted people. They have more rights than black people. It's the doggone truth. So, I mean, a lot of people were enraged and enraged and outraged at the idea of that they're destroying homeless encampments just to make room for paid for hotels for illegal immigrants. But then you can't go have those equal opportunities in their countries. It's like all these illegal immigrants, they can work, they can have a car, drive. Oh, now that I'm speaking the truth, I was speaking the truth this whole video, but now I'm getting more, now they want to try to make it like warning me that my time is up, that my storage space is out. So you got more rights than me in my own country. This video gonna try to cut me off. So I guess with that little distraction, I guess they must have mind controlled me to forget the rest of what I was gonna say. But they can work and live and drive a car and have all these privileges in a country that doesn't belong to them, and they're not even here legally. And then people try to make like that they are harder workers and that Americans are lazy and don't want to work, when that's not the case. Many of us want to work, and we're freaking targeted and blacklisted. And especially us black folks, they want to try to make it like as if we're lazy and don't want to work, and that that illegals are hired more because they're willing to do harder work and more work for less pay. But I see them living good. They're living good and living it up and partying. They can have, like in Los Angeles, they freaking